Hello, hello. Time for the later stream, though it might be a little shorter than the recent ones. I don't know, it's been a blah day, and look like I might have to do some more stuff this evening, because I wasn't able to do it during my lunch break for some bizarre reason. So, anyways, let's get into it. I did do a little stuff because I can't leave well enough alone. I got a number system into the SFX sheet, which I will be using for damage numbers. I'm not going to do this entirely right now. And I did get the basics for using that in the system. I don't have it wired into anything right now, but it's pretty standard little numbers that can move across the screen, or symbols. And I'm going to have them basically based off here. So you do 10 damage, the first one is going to be this, and the second one's going to be whatever, or going to be 0. It's going to be index based, yada yada. Can have up to 4. Can have these little symbols for gaining movement or attack. And probably will put a few others in there to make sense of it. But what I want to do right now, as I had said before, is I want to get the shops in. And just for testing, I am going to get in just a few items into a get price. Int get price by index. Int item index. Excuse me 1 second, I'm going to sneeze. Blech. Okay. So let's just throw down a few things. Case. No, switch. It's switch, then case. Switch item index. Case. Item sword. Actually, let's go digger. Return to case item sword. Turn 5. I don't need that. Okay. Case item large sword. Turn 12. Something like that. Otherwise, return 1. Now then. Sprite render, top level. Set up. Set to shop. Okay, there we go. Void set by shop. Okay, I guess it'll be that. Int left, right, int up. Current phase equals phase player shop. Yep, that's what it is. And then we just do this. Now, back over here, we're going to have a render just like we have. This is getting quite big. How big are you? That's decently big. There's probably at least a couple hundred lines that are useless in there and just extra spacing. But void render 3 choice. Going to be just like this, but it's going to have a little bit of text giving price underneath it or above it. Probably above. By choice shop. Now, probably can have nulls in here because, you know, you buy something, you still have coin, and not going to kick you out of the shop. So, if shop choice 0 equals -1, else name equals empty, desk equals nothing. We're going to add another one in here of standard string price equals nothing. Price equals, and these are all item name by ID, item descript by ID, item price cost. I just literally added this. What did I call it? Get item price by ID. Calling everything ID, but, well, these are IDs. These aren't indexes. This one actually, these ones make sense. Okay. Copy pasta. Change these to 1. Change these to 2. And now for the down one, we're going to have the leave shop option. Actually, is this 2? I believe so. Let me just go backwards a second. Yeah, these are 2. The leave shop is going to be like your default one where you... Why'd I hit 1? That's 2. Okay. So you can leave without buying something. You could buy multiple things because it just sets it to -1. So you have to be down at the bottom in order to leave. Now price is going to be rendered above these ones. So -16, let's say. 40 price. All right. Wait, why don't you like this? Did I forget? Please, what's going on here? Expected the end of a statement. Oh, that's why. Are all those... Yeah, why does that on there? How did that even get on there? Okay, anyways. That's been set up. So... No, we need to have... this actually render. Let's find where we render the two ones. Oh yeah, we make loops for them. Okay. Yeah. And I haven't made the 3 ones yet, but that's next on my list. I think, because if all else fails, I just reuse the 2 for the choice. The shop is a completely different function. Else if current phase equals phase player shop choice. Okay, player shop loop, there we go. And we basically just need the same thing as this. Confirm by shop. I'm going to copy and paste that. Oops. Then go over here. And it's going to act differently than this because, as I said, you can repeatedly buy stuff. Cool. Put it in here. Bop, bop. First, if current shop choice equals -1, return true. In this one, you leave by having it -1. Otherwise, one second. Find snake. Okay, we can use this. Right now, I'm not going to check to see if the price actually works out. We're not going to have this in here. What we are going to have in here is this section. If current shop choice current shop choice equals -1, just return false. Don't bother. Otherwise, whoops, we're going to set it to -1. And we're going to try to add item to the inventory. Get item by... I had just made this. No, I did it for consumables. Shop item by ID. Int ID. Actually, no, wait. Am I doing this all? No, no. If this equals 0. Yes. Okay, I need to go fix that. Get shop item by ID. Item ID. Item ID equals this. Thank you for putting that outside. We'll go back over here. Case, or switch ID. Case, item, dagger. Return weapon, dagger. Case, item, sword. Return weapon, sword. Case, item, large sword. Return weapon, large sword. Okay, good enough for now. Return null item. This is just so I don't have some giant list. I mean, I might combine them later, but for right now, I think I'm going to be living with this. Are you happy with that now? You don't like that? That better? You don't like that? Did I spell it wrong? How do I make better? Shop item by this. There we go. Okay, cool. So this will loop as necessary, yada yada. Let's get back over here. So it wasn't render by, yeah. It wasn't -1, it's 0. I'm using -1 everywhere. I forget that some of my not all things are in index. That sometimes I have a 0 work. Alright, so I have all this set up. Let's go back into top level and floor, current floor equals 0. Okay, set up by, or set by shop. Item dagger. Item sword. Item large sword. Okay, so if this throws a million lines of error junk, Oh, reverse psychology worked. Okay, let's see if it actually works. Okay, I did not actually set up the proper switch into mode. So it's doing the display, but it's not doing the... Oh, watch this. Excuse me. Sorry about that. An actual non-spam call. One of the calls I've been waiting for. Doesn't fix everything. Puts it out at a further date, but that's fine. Anyways. So what was I doing? I was cleaning this out. Look how clean this is now. Wonderful. Now back in here, something with the controller is not properly skipping over to the render, so let's go back into the Bool player map. Because this is my main loop, I didn't put it in here. Else if current phase equals phase by shop, phase player by do I not have one? Shop choice. Okay. Then we do all this. And player shop loop. We hop up here. Yep. So the main way that this system works is that technically you're already in the map, but it's covered up. Oh, this is funny. Since I didn't change the things, they're using the relic IDs. Okay, let's fix that out. Or the relic textures. So let's jump over to void render by choice shop. So down here, I need to change this to, this is item texture. Oh. Oh, wait. No, up here. This is blocks. SFX texture, SFX texture. Oh, they're being all done up here for going through the choices. There we go. And for hitting the middle, I need to change this to be middle of the screen when you hit up. So it's going to be screen width -8. -8. And we're going to be using the other texture, which is the shop texture, to push into here at the start. Shop choice texture. So it's good to know that it fits in perfectly. Actually, while I'm here, I'm going to change this also to be screen width divide by 2 -8. So that is also centered when I get to that. That is not screen width. Very interesting. This is in the shop one. This is in the render 3 choices. Did I mess this up terribly? Oh, yeah, I did. There we go. So now that will be off the middle of the screen, offset by 8. So I hit up, go left. Maybe I shave out the last bit of the pedestal. Now, I don't have the price showing up, which is surprising. I had put that in there. Oh, I'm also not two-string yet. Two-string. Yeah, I think, not to go on too much, but I think maybe taking like the end of today's slow will help out a lot. I don't feel like I'm burning out, I just feel like I'm hitting a wall and thing no longer want to function. So maybe get myself to 6 hours today and call it good. For on stream. There we go. Now I'm going to want to push this down 8 more so it's underneath that purchase and we will be fine. So this will be like so. That's fine that that's 10 off. The text is an 8-pixel font. I need to fix it up. Actually, I need to move this other one down, the description one. Let's move that down 8. It won't matter for the other one, but yeah. Okay, that did not work as expected. So let's take a look at what possibly caused that. So bool player map, get down to here. We'll see that this will return out of this if true. So it didn't do that because that would have killed the game. But if this returns, true at any point, it will die. So return on -1 choice. And I'm also going to, on coming in here, show what that is. Current shop choice. And we have to double angle this in. I don't know what that's called. It almost looks like a herringbone symbology. Okay, so I hit button. And it does say returned on choice -1. Okay. So back over here. Shop choice is being updated correctly. You hit the button. Ah, there we go. Classic. So we're setting it. Yeah. I think that should honestly yell as a syntax error. And I swear it did before. Okay, so that's put in inventory. That's put in inventory, but that one's not being put in inventory. Why art thou not being put in inventory? Ah. It is item ID is -1 because... No, it is equal to 0. Let me just check because we should have an item null. Yeah, item null is 0. Always have something in a list that says, hey, this is not set properly. It's always useful. That should equal 0 then. Okay, I gotta fix some other things in here. But this is good progress. I don't know why I'm Menus always get me. I always think they're going to be horrible because they generally are. Menus are terrible. User interaction is a nest. Is just a mess to work with. Ah, that's why. You should be too. And then you can go down to leave shop. All's fine and good. But I can't buy when it comes in on this. So I just noticed this is red. I'm just trying to take a quick little look to see why it is being problem. Going to have the tiniest little red squiggle in the world. There it is. There. So we're coming in. Current shop choice is this. I see item ID of item ID. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, that is the right setup. Okay, hit button. Oh, it's not even registering the click. So it's not even getting in there. So there's probably something wrong in my controller portion. We'll take a look at that. Not back over here. Bool player buy shop. Thank you. Loop. And we see in current shop choice. No, I don't even need that. I need. Since 0 doesn't qualify as a... Yeah, that was mess. That was scuff. Now let us run this. Buy that, buy that, buy that. Okay, cool. Now let's add money to the mix. And to add money, I am going to have you do not have enough money splash screen. So I'm going to add something at the top of top text. And it's just going to be a standard tick down while in there. For a shop, int not enough money equals 0. Void set shop. Set buy shop. Yep, we're going to set this to 0 on going in because we're not going to shame you if you don't have enough money when you go in. We are, however... let's fix this. Get up there. Boy, bool confirm buy shop. Okay. We can clear this out. So we get there. We go int how much is equal to item price item get item price by ID, and the item ID is this. If how much is greater than money equals 60. We'll keep it up. Equals, yeah, 30. We'll keep it at 30. And then return false. Otherwise, money decrements by how much. And we move on. So over in here, in the render. Wait, why did you turn red? Oh, did I delete? I deleted that. I only wanted to delete one. Okay, so void render by shop. Down here at the bottom. If not enough money, render text block, main render, font texture, not enough money. We will render it at 6. I feel like I skipped some things here. We will render it at 80 as or at screen with divide by 2 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So, minus 8 times 16 minus 8, because we're off a bit. And we're rendering it 16 down, and this can be 80 characters long. I don't care. Now, not enough money will also be decremented in the player by shop. Shop? There we go. If it ever gets below 0, we're screwed. Okay, so go in there. We try to buy that. Not enough money. Okay, we need to make that longer. Because that's, I guess, half a second. Let's make it 2 seconds. So, times 2. Wait, this is an 8-point font, not a 16-point font. Let me get back here. So all my math is wrong. This should be 8, this should be 4. Not enough money? Not enough money? Okay, we're going to start up the game. In top level. Reset game. We're going to set our money to 10. Not enough money? Buy that. Buy that. Can't buy that. Leave shop. Now we have a sword. Well, we already had a sword, but you get the idea. Alright. Clearly, I could call it the end of the day now. Just take a nap. But no. No. Also, you know what? Just because. Just because I see all the clubbers And I do have the framework for a heavy weapon. I can make a crappy heavy weapon that can be used by the player till they find something better if they want to go that route. So we're going to items. Item. Heavy club. Okay. Case. Item. Case. Item. Heavy club. Return. A very heavy club will slow you down every other turn. Actually, no. An awkward heavy club will consume reduce your attack this turn or next. Congratulations, you're getting promoted. Now I had something down here. Oh, first I have to also get this in here. Case item. Correct. X equals. Okay, and then we also need another one way down here, yes. Oh, that's price. I had something that was returning items based on index, didn't I? Item by ID. Okay, now this is definitely going to have broken something. Also, okay, cancel, I don't care. There's something I know that's broken because of this. So it's over in here. It'd be an entity. It's an entity. It's the drop portion. There we go. So yeah, we're going to have one. I was mulling about that, and I don't like doing it, but it just looks like it's going to have to happen. case, item, heavy club. Okay. What this also allows to do ignoring these special cases else. Do you have items to drop? If rand 8 equals 0, how's your weapon? Is your weapon in the list? If item, drop item equals yeah, this is clunky before, but do we have all the weapon? Yeah, we set up all the weapons stuff up there. .id if drop item does not equal null item, we do the little we do this little dance, which we have all the way up here. And we can just use X and Y. So all this working fine. We should be able to get equipment and items to drop at a 1/8 rate. So let's go through and hit some things and see if this code explodes. We'll know why. You're not a standard sword. Wait. Wait a second. Something's off here. Well, fine, I'll just leave. Let me look for a clubber. Maybe he's gone to the seal party. Nope. There we go. We picked ourselves up a heavy club. We equip it. We smack it. Now, I think I had a thing in here. Decrease void reduce attack. Remove attack. Else. Going to add some new things in here. Penalties. Int. reduce attack 0, int reduce move 0, less attack, less move, int less action, or less standard. Okay. And all these get set to 0 afterwards as well. There's no escape. Whoops. So when it gets after all this, if for int count is less than less attack, count, remove attack. Now I'm going to have to put this below this other one because I do not have prototypes to properly do this, but it's not like this is calling anything in there. For int count is less than less move, count plus plus, move. Now when you do a bump to hit, we get down to all this fun stuff. If player.equipment.id equals item heavy club, heavy club, reduce attack or less attack, remove attack, then I have to look into why this is not actually displaying the right stuff. Get over here. Nope. Skeletons are also awkward, because I could use the same logic for that. So it's fine there. I have a feeling I'm doing something a little weird. Give me the fighter's ring. Actually, no, that can mess up everything. Whoops. Nope. Nope. Banana. Potassium. Nope. I think there's something wrong with my damage calculation, because those knights should have like 8. Let me take a look. They should have like 8 armor. If I'm not correct, because I have some knight armor. guess I can close rooms for now. I'll get back to trying to fix something up with them later, but... So I have a, Knight armor. I have the Knight Mace. Yeah, that's 8 value. So how am I one-shotting it dealing only 7 damage? With no relics? I'm going to have to look into the damage calculation again, because I'm thinking it's just punching right through, which is why everything's been feeling easier for a while. Right now I need to find some clubbers to club. There'll be no clubbing on my watch. Now I can force everything to be clubbers. But I wouldn't have noticed that bug if I was. So let's just roll with it. Oops, wrong thing. Yeah, that's a full 8 damage. You should have full armor. After I find the clubber, I'm going to fix that, then I'm going to go fix the shop. There's a clubber. I could also make the right one. If I don't get that... Get that soon, I might just do that. So in Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, they had an auto-explore button. And it was this big old controversy of like, well, people rely on the auto-explore button. Is there a good reason why they do that? Yeah, because the levels are huge and complicated, and it's not fun to go around. Maybe we should fix that. No, we need to have the auto-explore button, because players are used to an auto-explore button. Like, But, I have opinions about what they do with Stone Soup. I really like Stone Soup. They're going for their own thing, but going so hard, I don't think, like, they even comprehend how to put it. You know games that have, like, extreme difficulty mods and all that? Or even, like, Minecraft mods. Where... I'm going to make everything a clubber. Where... break in... One second. Spawn enemy? Nope, I guess it's... Oh, yeah, it's in top level. Spawn enemy. Where in Minecraft, in order to make the game harder, they just make it more tedious and like... To get a stone block, you must assemble 16 stone stone pieces, which come from 16 stone fragments. And every time you mine, you get a stone fragment, because this is more realistic in how you want to play the game, right? That's what I feel has happened to Stone Soup. So one of the first things they did was that I could think of that was kind of weird was that they removed mountain dwarfs, which got bonus, which had decent HP. Wait, that's knights. That's not clubbers. Yeah, I didn't do it. She had decent HP. It got bonuses with Dwarven armor and all this other stuff so that you, like, oh, you can play the game without, like, thinking that hard. Because, like, you don't die as easily. So it kind of was the newbie class, but also other players like to play it because they didn't have to, like, really play the fragile classes in a sweaty fashion. I think Stone Soup was, like, one of the games where it was kind of you either sat there and rolled an 18-int elf to play a magician, or you didn't play at all. It was kind of the... Okay, here we go. So we hit it. Still get our standard action. Okay, so that's not working as expected. Well, the dropping is working. I think I'm going to set the players starting to a heavy club. And then I'm going to take a quick look at the damage. Void game, reset game. Weapon club. But yeah, then they started like adding really weird stuff. Like you can play a sentient octopus. You can't wear armor and yada yada. Or you can play a Grimalkin cat, which has 8 extra lives, which has 7 lives. And can't use half the stuff in the game and all this sort of things. They wanted you to make interesting choices. But it feels like the interesting choices only work if you have a full, complete understanding of the game. And you never get there because you can't play anything that's like basic or straightforward. Yeah, it's just kind of the modded Minecraft where everything is obtuse. You need to have wikis open and you need to spend a lot of time just doing things that aren't quick. That's how I was. That's how I kind of felt I was getting. Okay, I didn't actually take a look at the damage, so let's get into that. But man, I remember my clunky builds of playing a Crusader, possibly a Dwarf Crusader, because you could get a sword enchanted with a fire rune, and then or the fire enchantment, and then use the an enchantment scroll, because if you had like something that was like a brand on there but it wasn't permanent, the enchantment scroll would turn it into a permanent version of that, and I thought that was so cool. I loved doing that, and it was useful because you could fight Hydras then. I think it was Crusader. It's been a while. Okay, void damage entity. Also, I should probably, like, return the damage at the end. I know I'm going to use it sooner or later. Because I need it for the vampire moles. Okay, let's go through this. First off, let's put this in here, and I'll also have to put the knights in. Okay. Whoop. So I'm thinking that the player is accidentally getting full pierce, or armor isn't being set up on... Oh, I need to break in case of night. Okay. Leave shop. Well, I don't think you had any armor, so you're not going. Did I not? Yeah, I didn't compile it right. There we go. Okay. Oh, his armor was 8. So it does see that. Be right back. 1 second. Actually, 1 second, or let me check something, emails and all that. Yep, I have something. Just give me a second. Oh, end of week stuff. When it rains, it pours. Okay, give me one more minute. It seems like nothing is actually getting through, and I have to make a follow-up or two. I'd put it off till later, but I'll be dead, later. Okay, I should be good. Till I check again. Okay, so what looks like it's happening is that we have all the stuff in here, but it is dying somewhere. Actually, this right here. Yeah, I think no, this doesn't work. So, no, that does. Let's just put something in here. Okay. Damage. Something's up there, but I'm not even sure. I think I'm going to need to juggle some temporary variables. Because this shouldn't be that hard. Did I close it? I closed it. One second. Get the prompt. Get back to the directory. App to autocomplete is the best for this. 2026, engine, main. Okay, leave shop. Find my buddy the knight. Knight him. Okay. Yeah, the damage is not actually decreased, but the armor is wiped out. Yeah. Okay. I have the math in here completely bonkers. What was I thinking? So, we want to show... We want to... Okay. Int block amount equals this. Entity list index dot block minus equals damage. Damage minus equals block. Yeah, this is the same way. And then we sealing these. Nitty. Said entity. Nitty. Okay. Int guard amount equals entity list index guard. I was being too smart for my own good, and it didn't actually work. Now everything's going to get a lot harder for no reason. Damage minus equals guard amount. No, wait. Yeah, we still want that. We just want to do this first. Minus damage. Room. Which is strange, because I swore armor was working on player. Just a figment of my imagination. Inting armor amount entity list index dot armor minus equals damage, and damage. I mean, at this point I could also do this. Whoop. And then we readjust damage in case we have pierce. Cool. Now, knights should actually be kind of terrifying, because they're going to shrug off that first hit. And the heavy weapon is not working as expected, but... Living Knight armor was hit for 3. We're doing 10 damage. We're punching over its entire HP with this. Okay, it was hit for 11, so it didn't regenerate armor, and it should. Back over here. Bool enemy action loop. So we'll go through all this. Execute enemy AI. Okay, we aren't refreshing armor in this. Fine. Armor plus plus. Set max armor. Set max armor, clean array, heal, handle death. I think only a player is having it regenerate. So let's actually see. Turn start. Yeah. I did not make a function for this. I am surprised. Void entity turn start. Int index if entity list index dot attack entity list index dot attack minus minus if entity list index dot block entity list index dot block minus minus if entity list index dot armor is less than entity index, or no, entity list index dot max armor and entity list index dot armor increment. So let's bring that over here. And we could replace all this with 0. And then we can go over to heartbeat control. If the entity is still alive, we can have it regain that. So now, when we do this, we hit it, it deals like 3 damage. And then when we hit it again, it should only do 10. Because we get 1 damage for free. Yeah. Okay, cool. Now why am I able to keep smacking with this thing? Is the question. So... less action. Attack. Move. Okay, now let's go hit a knight. Actually, pop work. Okay, it's not being set up, so must be something with the reduce. If the reduce isn't being called, or remove attack and all that. Remove attack. Let's make sure that this is called. I'll even put a few more in this so I can pick it out when I run it. Okay, it's not getting called. I hit the wrong button. 1 second. Storage. Okay, back in there. So clearly on this end, when I'm doing the bump, we do the basic attack. Bump with. Question mark, question mark. Item heavy club. Item heavy club. That heart thing is going to bother me a lot. Okay, standard, see out. Remove attack. It's saying the club has an ID of 5, but the other one is a 3. Interesting. Okay. Let's go back into items. Bump with 5. Top level. Find game. Weapon club. But it's saying it's a 5. Oh! That's why. That is why. Because I'm doing equipment and not weapon. Okay, so I should hit this, and now I only have a move action. Okay, that solves that mystery. I was having an issue with the shop now, because when I go into this, that's a normal sword. It's saying it's a large sword. This is a throwing knife, so it's like off. But I'm not sure why. Oh, wait, it's probably because it's using the relic stuff. Okay, let's get into top level. Void. Render. Whoops. Heartbeat, not that. Void render by. So what's probably going on, yep, it's doing it by relic. Set item. And it was just a pure coincidence that the dagger lines up because, you know, it's a 1. Look at that. So the lineup isn't what I expected, but it's exactly what I put down. So, what would be next on here? What would be the next thing to do? Well, first off, I think this needs an outline on it. Like, honestly, all the SFX probably need an outline. Besides those ones, which kind of don't, because they are going on the map, so they already have too much real estate. Could I get the SFX render system working in the next few minutes? Not sure. Oh yeah, because it just slides across here and then resets. It's like, wait, shouldn't this be slightly different? Because no, I'm not using my standard tricks. I am actually just sliding a viewport across there and it resets. Ooh. Oh, wait. We have a problem. Problem resolved. Okay, I need to fix it because it's replacing it all with swords. Well, that's funny. No. If shop choice 0 does not equal 0, actually, I think it's more just taking over what the last one was, so... Okay, so I buy this. Why did you all go down by... Oh, yeah, because... Yes. I need to actually set these here. I need to set them now because they are now individuals. Hello! Welcome to the stream. I am currently working on a 7-day roguelike project. I'm on day... Well, I think technically it's day 5, but my first day was like 4 hours. So I don't really count it that much. 4 or 5 hours. Though I'm probably going to be tuning out in like a half hour to hour. Because I'm a little under the weather right now and probably could use some time to either work at this slowly or otherwise go to sleep. Anyways, how has your day been so far? Or your time of day? I said, how's your day been, not your morning or afternoon. Anyways, I ramble. But today has been a good day for progress on this. I got the shop working. I don't have all the items that go in there. I have some improvements on how the equipment works. I should work on the bomb entity. Let's do that. Ah, gotcha. CT time here. Now let's see. I've been moving these around all day, so I no longer know their order. Where is Entity? Did I close Entity? I think I must. Nope, there it is. Close you down. Go all the way up to the top. Ah. A lot of worldwide stuff. Entity and bomb. Okay, let's fill this out. Case, entity. Interesting. Sorry, I don't really do that sort of stuff. I have enough things that I'm working on. Be it my day job or my side things. Well, good luck on it. I haven't played too much with Rust, but it's getting into things. We're going to have to add a new action in here. Explode. Which is going to be interesting to set up, but I don't think it'll be too bad. And now we get down here. Case, entity, bomb. These bombs are going to be entities so that they can have like 1 HP, yada yada. So you can actually attack them and get rid of them, and so that they have some collision. You get 1 HP, and I don't think you need anything else. So, it's actually been a bit since I added an entity. How many entities are left on my list? Thank you. I think... Oh, yeah. I think I was down here so far. Yeah, I do need to hack out some of these enemies, but they're not as required as actual basic functioning things, so we'll have to see on that. Okay. Handle death. I am looking for... Man, a lot of code. I still haven't done this yet. I still haven't done the sort by distance, though it's technically not needed. Everything's working fine. Move away. Here we are. And this will be even rarer than this. Thank you. Though I do say I do program on occasion, I more or less do pixel art and make live 2D rigs. Action, explosion. Yeah, it's really strange. Like when I do the 7-day roguelike, I could get all this stuff done, but anything else, not too much. So at the end of this, kill entity index. Yeah, I don't do like real rig, like I call them real rigs. I do more of a pixel rig thing because I could do the full ground up process. Okay, I think how this is going to have to work. Int location index, because as always, any multi-dimensional object can be rendered into a 1D array if you have a defined size on it. Okay, get index. Do I actually have a location index up here? No. No, I do not. And then we should probably also break out of there. Probably should also break out of this one too. But yeah, this whole thing is just built on SDL2 and C++ in the most basic way because I get tired of trying to work in game systems or the rendering APIs of a lot of them. I kind of broke, I think, in Godot when I tried to have a ping change from one set to another, and I needed like 3 objects to do that. I'm like, why? Entity list. Okay, so we got the index. Now we got to go up, left, right, down. For int count equals 0, count is less than 8. 8's a good number. Count plus plus. Actually, let's go with 7. Yeah, 7's fine. So we will int working index equals location index, because I have something that will shift it over by 1. If I see that it is a wall, I'll end it. Otherwise, I will do damage to whatever's there for like 10 or something. Which will be devastating to enemies because they won't be able to soak it. Or they won't be able to avoid it. But the player should be able to see, hey, there is bomb here. See the cross that says damage incoming? Yeah. Anyways, working index plus equals cardinal offset. What do I call that? Offset from cardinal, and the cardinal is up. If space open space index, working index. That's good. We're fine, but now we else break. Now we have to see int target ID equals entity at index working index. I can put this in a loop. I'll do that in a second. Working index. If target index does not equal -1, which is the sentinel for not being in the list. Target ID. It is an index, but yeah, whatever. Okay. Then damage entity, target ID, or like 10 raw damage. And no pierce. Okay, so I said I could make this actually a thing. Push that over for int dir, set at 0, dir less than 4, dir, dir, dir. And we'll do this. And now we will take dir and update off of that because the cardinal offsets up, right, left, down, left, those are already set up. So now that we have this, I should go take action explode, go up into the rendering, here it is. Here is the action rendering. And this kind of sucks because I have to look at this, and if it is action, I have to do a completely different one if the first action is the explode. Yeah, okay. If entity list index.ai plan action index dot type equals action explode, we do this, else we do the normal junk. So we're going to end up doing a lot more rendering with this. And it's going to be a basic attack looking action, so we get to take this. Bring this up here. Oh, I do not look forward to doing... Oops, no. I do not look forward to doing other area of effect ones, but this is one. I'm just going to steal the other code. Let me put an ABC there. Action explode. And then I can just take this. Go back. The wettest code you've ever seen. And instead of doing this right here, why don't I do that? Take that out. Going to set SFX target. No, we're going to do this. Get up here. We're going to take working index because that is the proper space. And like this, we do the rest of it. Now, the only issue is that this is going to get outside of the boundary, but I'm fine with that as a test. So we're going to jump all the way over here. And in case of this, enemy bomb. Or entity bomb. Okay, going to go all the way back over here into the controller. And find where the heck was I doing AI? Or did I move all that to something else? Bool. Enemy action. Loop. Okay, we're down here. Execute enemy action. Plan enemy action, I think was the thing. Plan. Let me just look for where I have basic attack in here. Okay. So we have these things. Where are you being used? You're not being used in here. Is it in top level that I'm doing this? No. Is it in here that I'm doing this? Yes. Okay, here it is. Generate enemy action. Case. Entity. Bomb. Add. AI. Index. Action. Explode. Simplest AI you'll ever see. Now, assuming this doesn't throw errors, which it probably will. Mm-hmm. Told you. Oh, I need a value? Well, the value doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, because usually that is used to place an index of where the action is going, such as a move, or where the attack is going, yada yada. Okay. Well, the things are exploding, but they're exploding the second they get on screen. That's, oh, do I have damage going on in that? Okay, I think I have damage going on in the render action, which is hilarious, but, not what I need. No, no. So, is it exploding on the planning? Because this is in the execute. Oh, wait. Wait. Okay, so when you go over, you reveal them. And then they execute this. Oh, this needs to, like, wait a turn. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to put a phase on there so that they delay a turn before they explode. So, back in here. Entity bomb. And also they aren't rendering right, so I'll have to fix that. So all the way down here, when I set all the stuff, I have to set entity entity list index dot AI phase equals 1. So what will happen is when it does its whole thing, it will, or when it does its action. I guess I might have to be hacky and have this reduce on enemy turn setup. I don't know. This is actually a kind of a unique case. Ow. But also, let me see why you aren't rendering right. Oh, I'm not setting up your texture. That's why. Like, even right there, I'm setting up texture. I'm not doing that for you, so you're coming in at, like, 0, 0 and doing weirdness. So let's go into here. We got the enemy texture right down here at 0.32. 0.32. Cool. Now then, how do I square the circle? So this gets called every single time. if entity list index dot AI phase is less than 1. Otherwise, he just kind of chills for a second. So I'll need this. Execute enemy AI. Okay, at the bottom here. Here's where I do it. If entity AI entity type equals entity bomb and AI, we will decrease that. I think we should also have visible in here. Yeah. So if we're in here, we're going to check if we're visible. If visible entity, put a spacer, get index entity list index dot x entity list index dot y. Why everything is so weird and how I'm doing this? I am doing everything through fat structs. Ultimately, that is what's horribly wrong or right with my code, depending on how you feel about it. I try to vaguely program like I'm working on embedded memory. That's not even my day job, it's just what I do, because I find when you try to make a system that's infinite, you tend to never finish. So I constrain it as much as possible in order to force myself to finish, because, like, look, you have literally this much stuff to go through, and not like, oh, you need to make something that will handle the billion other ideas you have, but will never actually implement. Okay. This should solve the problem. It is a hack. My carrying of it being a hack is very low. Look at it! It is using the wrong sprite, but it explodes. Now, I could probably do some hackery and have like every one of these explosions. Or put an SFX at every one of those locations, but I will do that later. Let me get him right, because that was not the bug. That was not the right thing. So, item. No, not item. Entity. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of the bomb you could throw to do that. So, set entity from list. We get down here. Did I mix you two up? I did. 0, 32. And you're the one that's way over there. Okay. That's what I get for copying and then get lost and stuff. Whoops. The natural enemy for running around corners. I do like how it breaks everything. Now, I'm also going to copy and paste this because I think my normal bomb icon is not up to snuff on that. Yeah, this is... Whoops. There we go. We remove all that. Clearly, it's an item bomb. Also because it's not animated. And I also need to bounce so much. So, like, we have this. I want to use this to throw at stuff. And then create one of those. So... I could do that right now. I'm trying to think of how I'd set that up. So you're in a menu, you hit the E key, you mouse over the bomb, you hit the A button. Then I guess it would save the position of your cursor, because that's already persisted. I don't bother changing that once you set everything up. So it saves that. And then I guess it would be, I have a variable saying, well, no. I guess it's implied because there's nothing else that will make you cardinal or smite cast. So upon getting out of that, or hitting A on that instead of cancel, we'll see at that location that you have a bomb. And then it will go, okay, you got to make something now. Okay, let's do that. Go into here, let's close you down. Go back to bool card, or no, smite. Smite target loop. And then I will have over here do smite action. Smite being an old term from, maybe it was Dungeon Crawl, maybe it was ADOM, but smite targeting means you don't use line of sight to have your things interrupted. So let's go into my main controller for all actions, because that's where everything lives in here. Void, do smite action. Well, I suppose this should be with, like, all the other control stuff and do stuff. Void, do. Shop. Void, confirm? What was it called? No, they're ints. Int. Confirm shop. Actually, set player mode. Yeah, it was... No, it's bools. Okay. Void, do smite action. So we will do a switch statement based on int item ID is equal to inventory array. Current select, is it? Oh no, I don't remember. Octo render oct. Is that in items that I do the render octo? Nope. Sorry if I'm incoherent. I think I'm coming down with something, but render inventory 8. That's what I was thinking of. And we are using selected item. Thank you. I don't know why I used that, but I did. If item ID is less... Okay, now we do a switch. Switch, item ID, case, bomb or item dot ID. There we go. Item bomb, or yeah, it is item bomb. Then at that location, set entity. Nope, it's add entity. Set entity is when we actually know where we need to add it. It is set entity, right? Should be right up at the top. Whatever calls this. And I think it's like add entity. Set next entity. What was I thinking? Okay. Set next entity bomb. And it will be smite target mod map width. And then divide map width. To turn it from 1D to 2D. And then we will null out that location. So this is now a null item. Entity bomb. There we go. Ah, I hit the wrong button. Oh, I can't spell. And then we will return. Sure. Okay, since I have all that set up, game, reset game, reset inventory. To do test. Inventory array 0 equals bomb, throw bomb. And now in the inventory, void render, wrong thing. Void render inventory. Nope, not that one. Sure, equipment menu. Else if is throwable is smite item. Current ID. Damage value. And I guess I should actually put that at like 10 damage. Throw bomb. Okay. Then we get down here into this LF ladder. Is throw. Is smite. Render Z to use. Okay, and then we go to the bool player equipment item inventory. There we go. Else if is throw is smite. Current ID. Set smite mode. Okay, this is probably going to go horrible, but let's see. compiled anyways, so it's not my fault anymore. Okay, so we enter this. I hit A. Oh yeah, because I don't return out of this. Since I don't return out of this, it's going to stick in this mode forever. So I want to return. If I return false. Because if I return true, that means, hey, something went wrong, kill the main loop. Bomb. I guess we set smite mode, and then we do if player smite loop, smite target loop, return true. Okay, we go 2 levels deep in this. This is silly, but I think this is how it has to be done. The rendering system does not care upon all our stuff. Okay, so I do this. Oh, no, that's... Okay, so what we're going to do is main controller dot action equals 5. This is a dirty hack so that it won't instantly go off on the next one. So, go like this. Our bomb's ready. Our bomb's going. Our bomb went off. Amazing. And we got butter cookies. There we go. Nom nom nom. Okay, that's a lot more than I expected out of getting shop and smite targeting in, which is going to be a weird setup, but I guess I can hit 5 and then I'll call it. We'll see. We'll see. Well, there's the bug. So we pick this up, we consume it. We were having issues a minute ago. There we go. So we pick up item, we cursor off something, and it says that. Strange. Okay, let's see what's going on in there. So that will be in render equipment, void render equipment. If free inventory, okay, push you out. Else if floor ID equals, does not equal -1. I think that's what does it. Okay, to replicate this, we break this, stand on this, we hit X. Now we have 2 U's on nothing. Strange. Is there anything else? No. There we go. It saw the memory address of the function and went, yeah, that has a value. Like, okay. Ooh. Okay, so we pick up. Now it isn't trying to use anything. Explosive bomb. Okay. Could do throwing knives next. I mean, we have them. These are supposed to be for like a boss. And I kind of like, it's like, I guess I should, if I'm going to have explosives, why not have the player have them? Wait, it's calling it Entity Bomb? How is it getting Entity Bomb? Let me... Did I just... Yeah, I am not working on a full brain today. Yeah, as I was saying before, that this is going off the edge here, which is going to have issues. I can visually check, or I can check if it's in vision, I believe. I should have access to vision. So if it's not in vision, I won't bother showing. And if it's not in vision, it's not in view. So back in here, void render entity list. Here we are. If open space, da-da-da. And then we're going to check if visible working index. So if you're visible, do all the rest of this nonsense. But I need to have it check on that because I have the else exit out. Okay, that's simple. That's a quick request into there. There, perfect. So it's not going over here and it's not going down here, which I assume, yeah, it's a completely open room. So I want to have happen. Well, I'm not going to have it happen because I only see them seeing new stuff. So they would have to extend across the entire screen, which they do not, or I somehow finagle a corner, which I do not. Boom. Very powerful. So the idea of the boss is that he's going to like throw out a random one and then he's going to throw out one next to the player if you can see him. A random one invisible and then one next to the player. Or a random one invisible that's in some location of him. And like you can break them, but also, you know, he's throwing them near you. I guess also I could make them have a longer timer. So right now they're set to 1. I could like set it to 2. And there's 2 turns of you having to avoid all the things going around. I could also then chain the explosions, which I have to make sure I kill the bomb first. Because if I don't kill the bomb that is currently going off as it explodes another bomb, the other bomb will fire back and hit it, and it will just be an infinite loop of them exploding each other forever. It's like I have experience with this. Okay. That said, I think I'm good. I'm going to go finish up some food, and I'm going to just relax a bit and try to put in some more enemies to show off for tomorrow. Because tomorrow is the second to last full day. Sunday I have some fixing stuff I can do in the morning, but it's like I don't get much done during that. I am starting at 8, so I have like 4 hours till noon, but I don't expect a lot during that time. But thank you for coming. Today was, yeah, I'd be dead most of today, so thank you for sticking through that. Tomorrow at Central Time should be on 8 o'clock on Friday, and maybe we'll actually make it to bosses that day. We'll see. So I still have to make the boss relics. I mean, honestly, I should probably do that off stream. There isn't much on it. It's, hey, you get extra actions. You get extra actions. You sometimes lose some other things. You take more damage. You deal less damage. Yada yada. Da 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 da. Okay. Before I make a fool of myself even more, I'm going to call it good. I will see you all tomorrow. Now we wait for the bubble. Why do they have a random bubble every, like, couple hours? It's truly a mystery. Never happens when you need it to want it to happen. Oh, there it is. There it is. Pop.